What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's moving it, and everything else that you need to know. But first, you guys must know the deal by now. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi is up 2.71%, $12.20 the high, so new 52-week high. So I guess market really wants to propel SoFi, even leading into today that 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 Technicals was projecting for it to hit that $13 range. So I think all in all, that's might be coming down the pipeline. We'll just have to wait and see. No actual news associated to SoFi, no SEC filings, so the market's just kind of reacting to Trump. That's basically it. Even though tomorrow interest rates might be cut by 25 basis points, the market doesn't seem to be talking about that right now. That's tomorrow's kind of scenario that we can worry about. But yeah, right now it is essentially just Trump. What that means, especially based on Anthony as well, what he mentioned in a fireside chat recently on how, in theory, Trump would benefit the finance sector dramatically, a lot more than Harris. And so, yeah, I think a lot of this is coming to fruition and SoFi is moving higher. So Wall Street's finally seeing the true value for SoFi. And no news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. Shorts are currently returning around 655,000 shares. I would have anticipated them to return a little bit more because over the last, let's say, 3-4 months, they've lost around $900 million. So it's good to see it happen, but it's kind of surprising at the same time to see why they are not returning. But still, 16.32% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 173.63 million shares. At the end of the day, some people just like punishment, and I think shorts who are in SoFi, which right now there's around $1.99 billion worth, are going to feel the pain fairly soon. Because even aside from today's news, the 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 Technicals was projecting for SoFi to hit that like $13 range, at least in 13 to 14 in the short term. So yeah, I think there is still a lot more room to go up. But if you look at a lot of the data I'm going to talk on in a second, it kind of shows that today is somewhat hollow. So take that with a grain of salt. But today, 17 million in calls, 2.11 million in puts. 44% of all the options being done so far today are optimistic and bullish. And of those call options that are being purchased, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around, give or take, around $13, possibly even $13.50 by the end of next week. So this is where you're seeing that 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 Technicals in the short term come to fruition. But when I talk on it's hollow, it's this. So these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So I think in general, the consensus leading into the elections was that if Trump was to win, market would go higher. So I think the algos are picking up on that and really buying, whereas big money, based on this, it does show that majority of them are selling. So you kind of have that conflicting information right here, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's that big of a deal, because at the same time with SoFi's recent earnings, Wall Street's starting to finally realize that it's a steal of a deal. Dark pool is very active today with SoFi. Then again, that's often enough linked to shorting and just other large entities. So yeah, I think SoFi's technicals are looking a-okay right now with $11.75. It is trading between this R2 and this R1. So 12.51 is going to be the next strong kind of target / resistance, and then 11.58 is going to be that next strong support. So it's kind of touched that somewhat general area for the low today, but still I think the market is in full-on greed mode. Just every data point as well shows that the economy is doing relatively good. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how this all does play out, but I think the consensus is that the market is going to move to the next leg up. And of course, with SoFi, what they've done behind the scenes, they've done a lot of steps to mitigate risk and as well benefit largely from any upside. So I think they've positioned themselves very well for the foreseeable future, and that is going to represent finally in the stock price. But what do I know, right? I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, make sure you guys take advantage of my memberships. If you like the channel, want to support the growth, definitely take a look at that. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all of that, appreciate all of you watching.